Hello there, Runnineers. It's Manny again, and we had springtime registration just happened yesterday, so we're going to go over what happened. And this is a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. Finally found a way to do it, so we're going to talk about this topic. But before we do, guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, share the information. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, and let's get right to it. So first off, registration has come and it is still going for Springtime Surprise. I kind of sort of talked to you guys about this. I figured the 5K and the 10K would sell out rather quickly. It was a little over an hour, but the 5K went first, 10K went second. I think that was the order, but as of now, this is more than 24, this is like 27, 28 hours later. The 10 miler is still open, the challenge is still open, and yoga. I do predict that the challenge will sell out next. Give it a few more days, maybe even a week or so, and it will sell out. The 10 miler is going to be a while from now, but it will sell out also. Now, things to consider is that they may not have released a lot of the 10K bibs or 5K bibs. I still don't think that is that's what's going on. I'll tell you why I think that they last longer for Springtime Surprise every year. So number one is it's the end of the season, and by this time, I think Run Disney, the runners have already gotten a little bit fatigued, so it's not the most popular one. So I think it takes a while to sell out. Number two is this is a run that usually is pretty hot. And so people just don't want to do it because it's later. It's the beginning of spring, so the weather is starting to change. It's hot almost right away. So this is another reason why I think it takes a while to sell out. But I'm going to stress this. By no means necessary do I think that Run Disney popularity has gone downhill. First off, two of their runs, the Princess Weekend and Marathon Weekend, are ranked consistently as a top 10 most popular runs in the world. So I don't think that this is having to do anything with Run Disney. I think that it has to do a little bit with the theming. It has a little bit to do with the placement of when this is. But guys, you got to remember this is people still complain that Star Wars hasn't come back. But even when it was Star Wars, it did not sell out that quickly either. People forget about this. Remember, I did all 3 years of the Star Wars runs and was able to register pretty quickly. So I do not think that the popularity has gone down. I just think it's just the circumstances that cause this to happen. But yes, I think it will sell out in time. Now, you guys have heard me talk about this before. I always tell people, especially on social media, I sit there and go, do not post a picture of your bib. And now there's going to be some information that I found online, marathoninvestigation.com to be exact. I was watching a lot of these videos about how cheaters, how people cheat, how people get into runs illegally or immorally, whichever one you want to call it. But it got me to thinking because I've been wanting to do this for a while. When I went over there, I decided to look at some of the Disney races. I've looked at them before, but this time I said, let me record this. And so now I'm just going to give you a little bit of background. So this is a case that happened at Disney, and I'm going to take a look at it, and I'm going to break it down. This is the reason why I always tell people, do not post your bib, do not post anything online. And we'll talk about it after the video. So we're going to start on marathoninvestigation.com. This is a website, and you can go through this if you want to. It's not a new website, but it's got some interesting information. So on the top bar, I'm going to click on the search button, and I'm going to put in Disney. Now, there will be a few races that are going to come out. We're going to try to focus on the ones that, hey, you put your bib out there, you put your information out there, and this is what can happen, okay? There's a lot of ads on here, so just in case you get on the first time, there's going to be a lot of ads. They pop up and so forth and so on. Just 500, the fastest marathoners. Runner describes Disney's first invitational marathon. This was the latest one, 2021. Of course, that's not the right one. So there's 3 of them right here. We are going to go to the bottom one, Disney Bib Scammer Targets Princess Half Marathon Weekend. And it's gonna, and again, this is gonna be funky because it gives us this stupid little pop-up again. Oh. Trying to get to this, come on. All right, here we are, finally. So I like the fact that they actually hide the faces, so that's there. So, and they hide the bibs, and so. Disney bib scammer targets Princess Half Marathon Weekend. We're going to scroll up because we don't want to have, look, we're going to try to get, not to show any pictures is what we're not going to try to do. So here we go. On Saturday, this message appeared in a Facebook group for Disney Princess Runners. Sadly, I posted 2 weeks ago I couldn't do the race due to surgery in our group. The part that upsets me more right now is someone picked up my bib and used it. Now Run Disney won't give me the gift card because of the very dishonest person. I'm not an angry person by nature, but come on. I agree with her. All right, this story had a very familiar ring to it. The most well-known instance of bib stealing happened in Disneyland in 2017, which friends of the channel have actually seen this. So someone picked up a runner's bib. The end result was a fraudulent runner was handcuffed at the finish line. All right, so let's continue looking on. Here it says we discovered that the runner's 5K bib was picked up as well as the challenge bib. The challenge bib was good for both the 10K and the half marathon. In addition to that, the rest of the family ran with copied bibs during the 5K and the 10K. All right, so we're going to skip over here. So here it is. Mom, dad, brother, and sister ran the 5K. Good family little run. Mom, dad, and brother ran the 10K. So that means they're probably not of age. In total, they were wearing approximately $1,400 worth of bibs. Nowadays, it would probably be even more than that. 2 of the bibs were stolen and the rest were copies. So they stole the 5K and the challenge bib. So the bibs that they wore on Saturday could also be used on Sunday's half marathon. I forwarded the information and Run Disney officials were notified. They were on the lookout for the bibs and planned to nab the runners in the corrals prior to the start of the race. When it became apparent the runners did not show up for the race, I initiated contact with the mom. She was identified through photographs from the Saturday's 10K. So again, just because you run with a bib that's not yours, remember you could be identified, so be very cautious. So here goes the transaction. Mom told me that she had asked for entries for the races for Valentine's Day. It's in February, so I can see that. Having waited too long to buy through Disney, her husband put up an ad on marathonguide.com. Here is a red flag. First of all, why are you posting on a third party to get a bib? You should always go through Run Disney or, of course, one of the Run Disney charities that is acceptable, and they will have them on the Run Disney page. And let me continue on, and we'll get back to that later. He quickly received a response from someone identified himself as Dave. Dave had a bib available, actually multiple bibs. According to the couple, they bought all 7 bibs from Dave for $775. The face value of the bibs were approximately $1,400. I've learned that it is not unusual for charities and travel agents to sell discounted bibs at the last minute for Disney charity events. Dave, however, did not represent a charity or a travel agency. Now, travel agencies are completely gone from this. So if a travel agency, unless it's international, there's some that are international, but if it's anything that's here local and they say, oh yeah, we can get you a bib, red flag right there. Mom was suspicious for the bibs right away. She saw one bib had a name on it, and when I asked, she confirmed the other bibs, the ones without the names, were different. They were shinier and had no timing chips. Another red flag right there, and they'll go on a little bit later. My opinion, they knew that these weren't legitimate bibs, but ran with them anyways. Their justification was likely that they spent $775. Her husband bought these on as a Valentine's gift for the family. Now, I'm not going to go into that because I don't know what the family was thinking. I don't know if they thought it was legit or not legit. That's not anything that I can do because I'm not in their heads. I don't know the people. A realization. Mom saw that the post made by the rightful bib owner, only one of the challenge bibs had a name on it. The name was the same as a woman that had posted that someone had stolen her bib. After seeing the Facebook post, she had the realization that the bib was actually stolen
and not a transferable bib. There's no such thing as a transferable bib. So the next morning, the family went to Epcot with their bibs and summoned the police in order to file a report that they were sold the stolen and forged bibs. The seller, this is where it gets interesting, because there is an interaction with the seller. I emailed the seller. I simply asked how he obtained the bibs that he sold. To my surprise, he replied, "Hello, Dave. I am emailing in the hopes that you can tell me how you obtained the bibs that you were attempting to sell for Princess Weekend." Derek Murphy, Marathon Investigation. He did reply, "I don't feel that is any of your concerns. A concern of yours, I'm sorry." So you can see that Dave's replies are in red, and the Marathon Investigator person is in blue. It is alleged that you sold 2 stolen bibs as well as some forged bibs. I am giving you the opportunity to refute those allegations. Now the answer is, how did you get this information? Those people got what they paid for, and I'm tired of Run Disney taking advantage. Stop emailing me. This is interesting because it continues going on. No, they didn't. They did not run today. Run Disney was going to pull them from the corrals. The original owner posted that her bib was stolen. And this is the answer. If people are not buying directly from Disney, that's the risk that they take. Bingo. I don't feel bad for anyone. Those bibs were not being used anyway. So you're profiting off of, I don't know. This is just too weird for me. He asked which bibs I was referring to. I then asked how many bibs did he sell, and he answered, "I don't keep count." Again, they're out there. So people who think, oh, they're not out there, they are out there. The seller was completely unapologetic, and then in bold letters, it was also clear that he was monitoring the Princess Facebook group. He knew that stolen bib was not being used. He picked up the bib thinking the original owner would never know. He was wrong. It was also clear that he sold bibs to more than just this one family. And this is Marathon Guide. Apparently, and we'll get into it in a little bit, but this looks like a Craigslist ad, and never ever buy a Run Disney bib on Craigslist or any of these sites. Okay, I've written about the market guide bulletin board before. Nearly all classifieds are people looking to buy or sell bibs that are non-transferable. In this case, stolen bibs were sold through the platform. It is baffling that Marathon Guide refuses to do anything about this. They don't charge any money for these advertisings. They're not making any money, yet they're allowing this to happen. I cannot believe that they buy-sell sections is a huge driver of the traffic. In my opinion, Marathon Guide needs to do the right thing for the industry and shut down the section of their site, or that section of their site, or crack down on the ads for illegal bibs. Okay. Again, there's so many ads, so that's why I'm trying to skip through. The family says that they bought bibs through Marathon Guide in the past. Again, maybe earlier, but now it's almost impossible. They say that they thought they were legitimate charity bibs. I don't see this because I don't see them identifying themselves as a charity, that they were being sold last minute at a discount. The reality is that they were not legitimate transfer either. There is no such thing as a legitimate transfer. I have a hard time believing that the buyers were this naive. Possibly. I'm not going to go into that. The bibs were not in their names. The buyers are not the race. The buyers are not in the race results. They never had to sign a waiver and did not pick up the bibs through official channels. That's 2 red flags right there. You never signed a waiver, and you didn't have to pick up your bib at the expo. 2 very big red flags. If you are going, unless you're a minor, you have to go to the expo, you have to have your ID, and you have to sign a waiver. There's no way around that. So, summary, never ever buy a bib on the black market. Make sure that any bib you purchase is legitimate. That means through Run Disney or through a Run Disney reputable charity. And those are on the Run Disney site. If there is an official transfer policy, make sure that it is followed. Disney has none. You can through charities, but not through Run Disney themselves. In this case, had the family attempted to run the race, they would have all been pulled by Disney security, possibly would have faced charges, and maybe even, again, trespass. I do have a hard time believing the family was completely innocent in this instance. They bought bibs in the past. I think they knew they were breaking the rules for a while and purchasing the bibs in this manner. When she saw the Facebook page, the mom came to realization that they were about to be caught and possibly outed. However, when she knew the bib was actually stolen, they did the right thing and went to the police. When I questioned their prior intentions, I commend the family for taking appropriate actions, no matter their motivation. And then, of course, support the channel. All right, let's go back to analyze this and to see how this could affect a Run Disney person that's trying to buy a bib or trying to sell a bib.
So now you can see why I tell you guys, do not post your bib online on any kind of social media platform. Group settings. Now, if it's your personal one, because you're the ones who invite those people in, your close friends, your close relatives, that's okay. But even I don't do that on mine. I don't post my bib. I always cover it, or I'll take different kinds of pictures to post that I'm there. And once the run is over, then yes, you can post your pictures. Some of you will even say, hey Manny, Disney has really upped their game, which is very, very true. So it's harder for people to get your information. So why shouldn't I just post everything? Well, because you don't 100% know. And the problem is that it just takes that one, and people who just want to believe that this doesn't happen. I do believe this happens every weekend, every Run Disney weekend. Disney does a very good job, but again, there's people that are going to be not caught, that steal bibs or duplicate a bib or do something to that effect, and then they're running out there. But I do have a couple of things to share with you. These are red flags if you are getting some kind of third-party bib, which do not get a third-party bib through Run Disney or through a charity. But here are some red flags. Number one, and the most obvious one of them all, you don't sign a waiver. If you're not signing a waiver, that is a red flag, a big, huge red flag that this is probably an illegal, immoral, whatever you want to call it, bib. So this was gotten illegally, immorally, whatever it was stolen, and so don't do it. I have done many races. I have actually helped put on smaller races, even races that we had under 100 people. We still had them sign a waiver. This is common. If you're running especially a race as big as Disney and they tell you, oh, don't worry about it, you don't have to sign a waiver, huge red flag. Another big red flag is you don't have to show up to the expo and show your ID. If you don't have to, if they tell you, hey, we don't have to show up to the expo, we'll take care of everything, that's a huge red flag, because again, even if they have you sign a waiver online, they're not verifying your ID. So that's another red flag. And another red flag is if you notice the bibs are going to be a certain texture, certain coloring, whatever you want to call it. There's going to be certain glare and so forth and so on. If they are not, and it looks like the holes have been punctured on there, that's going to be another telltale sign. If there's that strip in the back, there's always going to be a strip, with the exception of the 5K. Anything above 10K on up, there's going to be a strip in the back. You get yourself a bib, wherever it is, and it does not have that strip, I would go back to Run Disney and I would sit there going like, hey, I just picked up my bib, it doesn't have the strip. That's another red flag, especially if you're trying to get a third party. And the last thing I'm going to say is do not get a bib third party. Do not go to Craigslist. Do not get any of these other sites that sell bibs. These are all basically illegal. Disney's not going to say these are real. They're not gonna recognize them. So make sure that you do it through the right avenues. Go ahead and register to rundisney.com if you didn't get in. Go through a charity, go through the Telegram. But even Telegram, it goes straight into the Disney, the rundisney.com website, so you know it's legitimate. So I gave you a lot of information today. So I'm going to turn this over to you guys. What is the weirdest thing you have seen? And I know I see a lot of stuff written online. Have you seen anything live? I think most of the time now it's going to be online. I've seen a lot of different stories, but share your story if you heard something kind of crazy during a Run Disney or even a non-Run Disney event, but share down below. And before we go, I'm going to say this real quickly. I'm planning on going live this coming Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time. So that's going to be 8 o'clock Eastern, and on the West Coast at the Pacific Time, it's going to be 5. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this upcoming project that I'm thinking about doing. I've already heard from Run Disney, so I'm going to go over it. But if you guys were the ones who saw me on social media talking about a perfect season and documenting what's going on, this is going to be something that you're going to want to, come in and I'm going to be there live, so I'm going to be answering questions. But there's a way of doing this, but I want to do this the right way. So if you guys want to, this is going to be on YouTube. So this channel right here is going to come on. I'm going to make sure that I get on a little bit early, so that way you guys can clock in, and I can answer questions. I'm going to go over what my thought process is going to be, and then I'll answer any questions after that. But thank you very much for sticking with me. And without further ado, create a magical day, create a magical run, and guys, see you sooner than later.